things kicked off here for the round of 8. Obviously, a little bit of a break there after the round of 16, as usual, and definitely all the series ended up being 2-0 series victories. None of the series went the 3-game, went the distance, so we did have a little bit of a break there. But anyways, we're back now. We got some more Heroes in Earth coming at you, and obviously I'm excited, as I'm sure you can tell the tone of my voice. I'm sure you guys are excited. If you're a HoN fan whatsoever, this is a matchup that you should be excited for, because two very entertaining teams, definitely fan base on both sides quite a bit, and of course both of these teams are ultimately going to be meeting up at the DreamHack Winter 2013. Maybe, well, I shouldn't say that 100%, but they are both going to DreamHack Winter 2013. So obviously, this is the last cycle going into the DreamHack event, so all these teams, especially the ones that are going, are, using this as momentum event, using this as the kind of that last-ditch practice in terms of going into the event, but as well as just, getting good results here, not only for the points, but even the decent prize pool, as every cycle has. So, as you can see, things are already developing here in game number 1. In fact, we are already at the first tier of bands. Now, real quickly, Too Much Sugar, of course, again, they're coming off a 5th, 6th place finish in the previous cycle. Thus, they actually ended up getting matched up against Team Excellent in the first round, and now here they are matched up against IG in the round of 8. So it really goes to show you, if you have a disappointing result in a previous cycle, then it definitely could make for some difficult matchups here, even from the beginning of the bracket. So here we are with IG. Of course, they finished 3rd last cycle, and they ended up losing to Lion Esports Club. Or excuse me, they ended up losing to Stay Green in the losers bracket finals to get to this point. And, here we are. So that's kind of how we got here. IG, they defeated their first-round opponents in what was Happy Five Friends. Too Much Sugar, again, taking on Team Excellent. The new Team Excellent there, of course, with their new roster and everything. But we're already in the next tier of picks, so let's take a quick look and see how things are breaking down in this game here. Dampier, Keeper of the Forest, Scout, and Warbeast going to be taken out as far as the bands go. Engineer, that first pick over there for tmsR. Sandwraith, the response for IG. So IG really valuing that Sandwraith there with the first pick on their side. So I know Haxer loves to play that Sandwraith. Definitely could have been a solid carry choice, and it is an annoying carry to play against. So, but not too often we see a first picked by team. So we'll see how that works out for Internet Gangsters over here in the hands of Fabelli, I'm sure it'll ultimately end up in. And obviously, he is a fantastic carry Greek player, I might add. I always like to bring that up whenever we're talking about Fabelli. So the following picks after that, of course, Ravener into Bubbles, and Ophelia followed up by Pebbles. So tmsR making the point they want to go the jungle route. Tempest is still on the board. He actually made it through the second tier of bands. Rally Kraken, Master of Arms, Wretched Hag, Parasite, and Wild Soul were the bans, actually. Wild Soul, that final ban. Wild Soul really is a hero. We've seen this a couple times where he gets banned every now and then. Of course, Keizu plays a fantastic Wild Soul. Wild Soul, he has been one of the most dominant. He's been the dominating hero on the scene for a bit of time. Of course, especially back when TDM was shining. Zai specifically, he was just the dominant. I mean, that's what helped earn him that MVP, I believe it was of 2011, back when he was like 10 years old or whatever. Playing the Wild Soul, and he has been out of the scene for a while now. Really, ever since that Runic Shift patch is where he kind of started to phase out to an extent. He did get that kind of nerf there to Boo Boo, and then ultimately kind of phased out. Mix of that, but also the meta game, I'm sure, has definitely had something to do with that. But banned here by IG, so maybe tmsR has been running it lately. Again, we did cast that first series against Team Excellent. That didn't really come up, so kind of just curious about that ultimately. But anyways, the picks happening. tmsR actually going with the Pharaoh pick, so that is their suicide option right there. Empath managing to be picked up by IG, so they have the Empath Sandwraith combination, so you look at Too Much Sugar. Whenever we have a Sandwraith pickup, we tend to see that Empath being banned out in the second tier of bans for the good reason that it obviously is a very dangerous support to give up with the synergy of the Sandwraith. But tmsR says we can handle it, so they do give it up here. And Tempest ultimately does get passed up. You see the final pick over here on the Legion side was actually Corrupted Disciple, so that's their carry of choice. And then IG is going to be going that 2-2-1 setup most likely as they finish it off with Glacius to pair up with the Pebbles probably. The Empath Sandwraith, and of course Bubbles, Zibbe Bubbles, is going to be in the suicide. At least that's what's expected. The Pharaoh suicide option, though, here from Too Much Sugar, I mean, you see the options that they could have gone with. As far as, obviously, Bubbles, he was picked up earlier on, so he was kind of out of there. And again, the bans, the Wild Soul, the Wretched Hag even, the Kraken for that matter, were actually banned in the second tier of bans. So that's also another thing. I mean, Kraken was actually passed up until the second tier of bans. That doesn't happen too often either. But happened to be the case here. So, as far as other suicide options that were left open, figuring the Pharaoh, here is what they're kind of left with. So, Keizu, we'll see how he does on the Pharaoh. Not too often we see him play that hero. But again, it just kind of made sense for this match in terms of what was left open. As far as the beginning of game number 1 here, both teams are going to be going to the aggressive jungle and getting those wards down. Obviously, tmsR, they're the only ones running the jungle strategy here with Ophelia. But as you can see off the bat, tmsR not too concerned because they are going aggressive. They're going pseudo-trialing up here at the top side. So we'll see how quickly IG picks up on this, or even if they're expecting it, and how this turns out in terms of advancing on to the laning phase. Obviously, this means Corrupted Disciple. He is going to be short bottom, and then of course Pharaoh ends up being mid in the end. So again, how will IG lane things? You see, they're kind of thinking about it, not exactly sure what they want to do yet. Bubbles is heading towards top, so IG, whether it's just simply they picked up an information, maybe with them going in the jungle, they didn't even see anyone for any second, so that probably give them some kind of insight that, you know what, maybe they are running the aggressive trial lane. So let's kind of adjust right off the bat. And they're actually going to end up running, well, I don't know if they're going to go aggressive themselves or not, but they are going to be putting Pebbles bottom here with at least Glacius. We'll see if Empath sticks around or if Empath is just waiting to see where he ends up. But actually, Sandwraith is going top, and Bubbles is going to be in the middle lane. So interesting stuff here. I don't know if this is planned by IG, so I don't know if they do know about the pseudo trial lane just yet. Once they do, we'll see if maybe they send Sandwraith middle instead and switch things up that way. But yeah, you're going to see right off the bat. They see Engineer over here. He is still heading towards that top lane. Bubbles is going to sit mid. They know Pharaoh's mid now, obviously. So will we have adjustments being made from IG, or will they be comfortable just sticking with this? I mean, they could send Glacius all the way to the top, but obviously then you're going up Glacius Sandwraith versus a Ravener Engineer with a pair, or with an Ophelia, excuse me, in that jungle. Not necessarily something you want to be doing. So Glacius actually going now back towards the bottom lane, and instead going to try to make something happen down here, specifically to this Corrupted Disciple, of course. Again, another thing to stress, as we talked about the last series against Team Excellent, obviously Haxer, and he is in the captain role here. Again, I don't have too much insight into that in terms of if this is something that they're trying out to maybe go with, or if this is just happens to be for this cycle. Slicks, for whatever reason, not feeling like doing the captain role. But Haxer is the new captain here for tmsR as far as doing the drafting. At least he is in that blue spot. Top lane, Sandwraith is going to fall right there. That's exactly what we're talking about, though. That's why he's wondering if IG, were they going to make an adjustment off the bat? They do not. They still send Sandwraith top. And although I didn't catch that whole action, I apologize. Obviously catching the tail end of it, and we'll simply put, it seems like they dove him pretty effectively, got the ball lightning off, I'm sure, and eventually Fabelli falls. Now, Fabelli ports back to the top lane, so even investing gold into a homecoming stone to quickly get back up here wants to not miss experience if that can be the case. But he will need to be careful, man. I mean, you already see Ophelia coming back, and once again, oh, but the timing was not the best. He actually ran in right as the creep wave was coming. Actually, might lose the Minotaur. Oh, damn, that's close. The Minotaurs actually looks like may actually survive in the end. They're wrapping it around. And they're even going to pressure the tower now. But actually, all the kicks on hits. The ball lightning going to connect. The Minotaur coming and getting it there in time. Yes, it can. Down goes Sandwraith again. And now if you're IG, you're like, we need to do something. We need to do something. Clearly, this is not working out. Fabelli is not having a good time. Is he actually going to go back up there? It looks like he is, but I almost want to say you're banging your head against the wall right here if you're IG, because this is, it seemed like it was, in terms of the laning, if you were knowing that the pseudo trial was going to happen, it's one thing to happen the one death, but then to have it twice now, and to still send him up there. I don't know. I mean, Fabelli just needs to play very passive. I guess that's what they're going for ultimately. I guess even now at this point they figure it's just too late even if they wanted to switch. I don't know if that's even the case. I don't know if that's the case, to be honest. I still feel like you could make the switch up. You send the Sandwraith mid and eventually have Glacier or Empath come with him, and then you just leave Bubbles to go top. But at the same time, tmsR could make the quick adjustment themselves. They can match up mid, Ravener, Engineer middle, and they could probably answer it that way. So that's probably what IG may just be thinking in the end. It's like, no matter what we do, they're probably just going to adjust and make it difficult for us anyway. So let's just stick with what we got. Let's just keep Sandwraith alive now. Do not die anymore, Fabelli, I'm sure is what they're making a point of. But obviously that is a lot easier said than done. Now, what this is accomplishing, we're talking about Sandwraith being locked down completely. Corrupted Disciple is also being locked down. I mean, his gold farm, he only has the 1 creep kill. He's level 2 just like Sandwraith, so that is a thing. Granted, he hasn't died yet, whereas Sandwraith has obviously died twice now. So that's the big difference maker there when it comes down to it. But, of course, it's still is much better for a tmsR. But again, Corrupted Disciple, he's under 100 GPM, only has that 1 creep kill still. So they do have that going for them. Now top lane, they are porting in. Empath coming in, actually. Here comes the Desert Scourge. Glacius also coming in. They're trying to set up a trap movement into the wall. Just not enough. The wall angle just not there from Insania. And in the end, Engineer's able to squeak by. So good attempt coming out right there from IG as they port in both supports, but not enough for the actual kill. Now, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Obviously at the bottom lane, Pebbles, he is having absolute free farm, even with his support missing here. Corrupted Disciple's actually making his way back to base currently. He's been in the jungle a little bit, so I think the attempt right there, even though they didn't get the kill, it's obviously not backfiring elsewhere by any means. As I'm sure you know by now, it is a solo caster. These are the first days, especially in HoN Tour brackets, they tend to be this way. Obviously, with a lot of pretty much all the players playing at this point, so not a big deal. Though I don't mind it. Hopefully, you guys don't too much at least. But I do apologize for that. Every now and then, a quick little break, just keeping hydrated. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Got to keep hydrated at the very least. Empath actually in a little bit of trouble. Nice hero blocking from Tankvet. He has the boots. He couldn't really stay on him, though. The Kegstone was coming out. It was missed, and he didn't really want to chase further. So get away from Insania right there, who is going to stick top for now. Bubbles. He is middle. Pharaoh, I believe, has a haste rune, though. Back to the top lane. What's going on up here? Sandwraith is in trouble. The Stormblade's doing a good amount of damage. Ravender now going on Empath. In comes the Kelpha, though. The Essence like going to be enough to keep Insania alive, but Sandwraith falls when it's all said and done. Glacius also going to go down. A double tapper take him out. What a ball lighting from Slicks. Slicks is on fire today, man, with Ravender especially. He had a beautiful game 1 against Team X in the previous series. Oh, Ophelia's going to die in the end. As actually bottom lane, there's also action all over the place. Holy crap, Bubbles ended up dying too. How did he die? Bubbles ended up dying too. Pharaoh, I guess the rocket actually sniped, and the level 4 rocket, look at that, Wrath of the Pharaoh also used. So when it's all said and done, we're looking at a 6-2 hero kill advantage in favor of Too Much Sugar. There's even more fighting going on after I thought it was done. So, wow. I mean, talk about some aggressive play, some crazy movement. tmsR really keeping at it, man. Keeping at it, and now you have Slicks once again, like I said earlier, against Team X in that game 1, and he played the Ravender as well. Great job, 440 gold per minute. Right here, off to the excellent start. He is overall 3-0-2 in hero kill stats, obviously. That is a big reason why that GPM is so high for him. So, I mean, maybe he's getting to the point where, just like the Super KGE factor, man, I want to start thinking about that against Slicks now, apparently, because he's been stepping up, playing it very, very well. Ravender in general, though, is obviously just a dangerous hero in any decent hands in terms of the player. So Ravender hits level 6 right there with that set as well, so he's able to put that point into the power overwhelming. I love that word, man, power overwhelming. So any StarCraft Brood War players here, you know exactly why I like that word. Power overwhelming. There is no cow level. There is no cow level. Anyways, I'm sure people know. We're all gamers. We're all nerds. Bottom lane, you do see Pharaoh. He's actually picking up farm down there. Level 7 currently. Corrupted Disciple, he's only level 4, though. Again, this goes back to him and Sandwraith just both really getting not much. Although Sandwraith's GPM is slightly higher because I guess the assist having a bit of an impact there. As well as the creep score. I mean, he's managed to get 17 creep kills compared to the 10 of Corrupted Disciple. You do see Ophelia here at the top side, trying to assist once again. Tankafet's continuing to play very, very aggressive. He's continued to also just be a phenomenal player for tmsR. Again, he's kind of that I almost want to say oddball. I don't really want to say it like that, though. More so like that player that people may not have known the most compared to the others. I mean, again, it goes back to this is a very star-power team. Haxer and Slicks, Moomy and Arcades, they've all had very solid success on the competitive scene, from winning DreamHacks to the HoN Tour, of course, to whatnot, whereas you have Tankafet wasn't really well known before he joined up with tmsR. He joined tmsR, though, and he has proven to be an amazing 5th pick here for Too Much Sugar as HoN Tour has progressed on. And he's going to be making his first appearance at DreamHack, of course, with the team, and no doubt excited to see what he's able to do on the land with the likes of tmsR. So you saw right there trying to set up a gank once again, but this time unsuccessful. Pharaoh coming back up. He is running past War to side still. So obviously the HoN team, they're very aware of what's going on this. And I'm sure tmsR maybe is going to pick up on that. They definitely have some vision, because as soon as Pharaoh starts coming up here, they completely back up. They know that hook is always very, very deadly. So Casey instead just going to kind of tank some creeps here. And well, tmsR says, you know what, we'll just take your tower. We're fine with that. We'll take your tower. And they do exactly just that. Bubbles is level 7 currently. He's at the top lane right here. He's actually pushing it in, but you do see Crypto Disciple soaking up some decent experience. And Haxron seems like he is recovering at least a little bit now. In fact, even higher GPM now than that Sam Wraith who's porting. Is it Pharaoh? It is Ophelia? No, it's actually Engineer. Engineer's porting in. Gonna give him a little bit of support just in case. Maybe thinking that Bubbles may look to dive right here, but also here to just even soak up some experience. Wasn't doing much else at the top lane. No, Shell Surf just used. He's kind of running in, seeing if they can get a chance, but not going to happen. Bubbles a little too quick, and Zibe more than fine. Tormented Soul coming out. Yep, not going to hit. Zibe, I don't know if you saw that coming, but goes off to the side and prevents damage from happening. So let's break it down a little bit right here. Zergo, 2,100 gold saved up. As I say that, then he kills Corrupt Disciple. GG. Shell Surf and the kill field speaks for itself. Even the Song of the Sea used right there. So big kill on a Corrupt Disciple. Not much Engineer could have done, obviously, in that case. At least I wouldn't think so. Ophelia might be in a little bit of trouble. Sam Wraith nearby is going to use his Desert's Curse, but not much else. He kind of stutter steps there. He's going to look to maybe chase, but... Oh, actually getting turned on right here. In comes the net. The Minotaur's done a little bit late, though, but the portal key on Zergo picked up. Just picked up. He gets the counter kill, but at what cost right here? Pharaoh comes in. The Minotaur's done. The ball lighting on top, and Zergo's going to be locked down, so a counter kill onto him. And tmsR is definitely happy with that exchange right there, especially with the minions still alive. And they're even looking to still help right here. Bubbles off to the side. They do catch Glacius with the net. So Ophelia doing work after death is what I mean to say. And it definitely helps set up the gun of Glacius right there in the background. Crypt Disciple, Paul lighting will not connect. Oh, just out of range. Zibe was ready to take cover it if it was close enough. In comes the electric time. Warmer auto attack, not enough though. Crypt Disciple, 10 charges on that conduit, 168 max damage, just not enough. Insania, the taunt comes out. He knows he has certain death. He's just trying to delay it as much as possible. He puts a wall up even, but nope, Slicks says, you ain't getting away from me. And Slicks will get credit for the kill right there. So now a 4,200 gold lead on top of the 2,300 experience lead here in favor of Too Much Sugar. They're up 9-4 hero kills now. So again, continuing to look very, very good. Engineer, he's going to be ported back, I guess. Low on life. Want to make sure to keep him alive. Ported back by Ophelia right there. Bubbles moving around now with Glacius. He does have a Kelfield. Glacius, excuse me. He's only level 3 still. So he's able to do something with the Thunder Blast and the Freeze, but definitely underleveled this game Ascender. Getting a very aggressive Ward of Sight down here. If maybe they can get any passerbys, maybe that one is going to be Ophelia if Tankafet decides to go over this direction. I don't see why he wouldn't unless they're looking to push mid. So if they're patient enough, this could be a setup killing Ophelia. But it looks like it is going to be the opposite, though. He is going to go push mid. Now they do have a Ward of Sight. Where's that? Oh, there it is. It's in plain sight. There we go. Oh, Pharaoh jumps in, though. Easy killing Empath. Yeah, Pharaoh's good, man. He's a fun hero to watch. It does get disappointing we don't see him all too often. It seems like, obviously teams, for good reason, they like to support suicide options better, but every now and then we do see the Pharaoh come up, and, good plays like that. The 12-minute still to scout it out, and Wrath of the Pharaoh to initiate, and obviously this team has great follow-up. They got the ball lightning follow-up from Ravener. They have Ophelia's minions to be able to get in there. Keg's done decent range on that from Engineer, so they have their ways. So despite Haxron being locked down this game, just like Sandwraith, so this is a game that's coming down to the supporting cast, the utility here. Oh, this initiation from Zergo completely whiffs right there, and this could backfire, or will it? He gets chucked out. Does Pharaoh, but the Hellfire is still up. Samwraith in a little bit of trouble. Energy field is down, boxing them out. Samwraith in an awkward spot. He eventually goes down right there, and Pebbles and the rest of them will be forced to fall back. Crypto Disciple is now going to join his team, and they're going to look to push this middle lane. So yeah, that jump right there. Zergo missing the Stalagmites initially, definitely backfiring. And this should be a free tower kill. Samwraith is up in 15 seconds. He did Mirage initiate right there, and he still died on top of that. So yeah, his farm, going back to the carries, presence in this game on both sides hasn't been the biggest. Sandwraith, he is under farmed, and it definitely showed there. And this is going to be a free tower kill as well. So the lead just expanding more and more for tmsR. 8,500 gold lead now on top of the 4,000 experience lead here. In Too Much Sugar's favor. Slicks is 7-0-2 right now on Ravener. Once again having another great game. He actually gets the early round portal kill. That first game against Team X, he actually went straight into Insanitarius. But switching it up this game, and I think the logic simply comes down to he wants to be able to follow up Pharaoh a lot more effectively with the portal key, being able to jump in there as soon as you wrap the Pharaohs in. So definitely understand where Slicks is coming from there. Speaking of Slicks, by the way, again, I got the chance to cover the Australian HoN scene yesterday, and for those that may have tuned in. It is on the Twitch VODs, but we cover the Australian seasonal. It's basically their equivalent of HoN Tour, just in the Australian region, though. And it was fun to watch. We got to cast what was basically a show match in the end of the top 2 teams from the Australian region, SNX versus NDES, I believe it was. And NDES were the underdogs apparently coming into it, and they actually won the series 2-1. It was a lot of fun to watch, though. Again, kind of seeing what kind of level of play they're at, and they actually looked pretty solid. It was actually a pretty good series, and I'll be curious to see what Slicks would have to say about that as well. Obviously, he's been on the international scene for so long now, pretty much since the beginning. So I'd be curious to kind of get his insight on maybe what he thinks about the Australian HoN scene and what's happening over there. Maybe a DreamHack perhaps. But, oh, Ravener jumping out of Glacius off to the side. That's an easy kill. They're diving past the tower. They know this is going to be, well, I don't know what they know, actually. What are they doing right here? They're going to clean up the creep wave, and yeah, they are going to eventually push the tower in. And again, things are just coming together very nicely now for tmsR. Astrolabe bring up sorcery on Tankafet right here. See this tower is going to fall. And the push will probably continue, because why not? This is a team that has a pretty good regen here as far as making a fight happen, making a tower push happen, then kind of resetting and keeping on going. The Ophelia support, the spammable cooldowns between Ravener and Pharaoh. And Engineer for that matter. Engineer, he has energy filled up too, so yeah, why not? Just keep pushing. IG, they're not going to stop it. They're actually going to counter push elsewhere. They know they don't really have much of a chance to stop it, so pretty much going to give it up. It's just a matter of what can they get out of it, and I don't know if they're going to be able to, actually. There's the bottom push. Will tmsR react to maybe the mid push, or will they keep going is the question. For now, Ravener's in the front lines. It seems like they just want to keep going. They're going to force IG to react and actually jump from Ravener right there on Insania. He gets a nice wall up, but Pharaoh jumps in with the Wrath of the Pharaoh. Easy kill right off the bat. So, yeah, the level 6 empath. He has the As-1, but wasn't able to remotely even come close to using it right there. Slicks is now a champion of New Earth already, as if we didn't know. 9-0-2 hero kill stat for him. 500 plus GPM. He has another 1,500 gold. He went the Helm of the Black Legion to follow the portal key. Continuing to look pretty damn good. Sandwraith is trying to chase Ravener. If he gets this kill right here, that'd be a big streak ending, but yeah, you're not getting that kill by yourself, especially. Kelphin in the background, though. Here we go. Jumping from Pebbles, but he jumped through the energy field. He gets silenced. He takes the stun. He got Stalagmites off, but he couldn't get that shock combo off. Down goes Zergo. He was not ready for the energy field silence, and now Sandwraith is in trouble. IG, they might be on the verge of giving up here. Sandwraith, he gets killed. Double tap coming out for Tankafet right there on Ophelia. And again, clearly just things are not coming together. IG going to throw up the forfeit. Game number 1 going to Too Much Sugar. Wow. I mean, that was a quickie. That was a quick game right there. tmsR just too much, man. From the beginning, they were just going. And they did not stop. They put their foot on the throttle, and they just went. Sender finishing with level 3. Not often you see that. It just a crazy underleveled. Overall as a team, I mean, just look at it. Only level 6 empath. Fabelli only managed to get level 8. Again, his farm was obviously struggling throughout the whole game, and